I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. This last week I wasn't watching the game. I saw 6-0 against Schalke. What the fuck happened to 6-0 against Schalke? What the fuck happened to us scoring goals against these teams? What happened? What happened? What happened? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Everybody has to go. Everybody has to go. I am so sorry. This is a very terrible season. It's a very bad season. Jan Sommer, my goodness, my goodness, my goodness, my goodness. How horrible do you have to be? How horrible do you have to be? You turn like Superman in Gladbach. You turn like Superman against fucking um Bayern Munich. And then when you come to play for Bayern Munich, you're a dormant agent. You're a dormant agent. Tuchel, my friend, Goretzka is not a good player to play in a game like this. You played 4-1-4-1 against Schalke. We scored literally 6 goals against Schalke because we played 4-1-4-1. I'm coming to work. I'm very disappointed because I don't know what to say. No, he can't save shit for his life. That's the thing. He just cannot save shit for his life. He's that horrible. He's below average. Sane, idiot. Just an idiot. Just an idiot. I'm so happy Kimmich fucking hit the ball in his fucking face, bro. Because he's such a fucking idiot. Such a fucking idiot. I just wanted someone to just shoot that ball in his fucking face so that his whole head will bruise. Such a fucking idiot. Such a fucking idiot. I know I'm so sorry. I'm lashing everybody. Tuchel, you need to go. You are so I'm sorry, man. I used to believe in you, but no, man. You need to go. I'm sorry to say this. Sack him right now. He's yeah, he needs to go. He needs to go. No, he's done and dusted, man. Yeah, I'm really sorry because you need to know certain things as a manager. You know, my sister's husband, my brother-in-law, he's a United fan. He told, and I agree right now. I actually really agree. Tuchel is a low-minded coach. He's a very low-minded coach. Now I understand why Chelsea even sacked him. For me, the thing was when Tuchel came, I thought that, oh, okay, maybe the mentality will be better, or maybe the players' attitude will change and so forth. But oh my God, it only got worse and worse and worse and worse. And my goodness, please, 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 I'm sorry, but I'm not defending Mueller anymore. Mueller, you've been awful. You've been so awful. I'm sorry to say, you do a quick turn. You do a quick turn. Just shoot the ball. Just shoot. You don't have legs to shoot. Why are you passing to this guy? Why are you last minute you're passing to him? No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If Barcelona want to get Kimmich too is the same thing. He doesn't give you anything. Like everybody needs to get sold. Get sold. Get sold. Every single one. I'm telling you, every fucking single one. Fucking Maserati, fucking Pavard. I don't even care who it is. They need to get sold. They're not giving me anything. Useless players. And my goodness, I think I'm going back to music because I cannot watch football, and then I'm seeing useless players. They don't care a shit for the club. They don't care a shit for the team. There's so much low mentality in the team that is incredible. Gnabry is ass. I don't care if he scored that goal. He's just ass. Um, who else? Like just so much low-minded players. So much low. Delict even is a horrible player too. We need to get rid of all of them. I am so tired. I am so tired. I've never been so upset like this in my whole entire life. Just 2 games to win the title. Just 2 games. We just need to win this game, and then we go into Cologne, and then you lose in that fashion. You lose in that fashion. Khan, they need to leave. I don't care what it is. I don't want to see any. I am Maya Sanmia. I don't want any support from Khan. I don't want any support from Salihamidzic in the next days. I don't want any support. I want them to immediately get rid of these guys right now and right then. Get rid of Tuchel, get rid of all these guys, and then get a coach, get a player who understands the team. Miroslav Klose understands the team. That is my pick. I think Miroslav Klose, because he understands the team, he understands the Bayern football, the Bayern way, and everything. He's a better coach. You see, but not we should not be losing in this. I don't care who it is. I know Leipzig is a good team, but I'm sorry. I'm very, very sorry. This has been a reoccurring theme every single game this season. Every single game. Every single game. And I said it, drop Jan Sommer. Jan Sommer, drop him. He's just not it. He's just not it. He's just not it. I cannot believe I just oh boy. But it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It is good. It's good. It's good that the fans walked out of the stadium when it was 3-1. It's also good that we're gonna start hearing riots in Munich in the next couple of days, because I strongly believe we're gonna hear riots in the next couple of days. And another thing that's really, really good is we're gonna need a whole new revamp this summer, not just one signing, a whole new revamp. I'm expecting a lot of players to go this summer. I want Uli Hoeneß's son to take over as the CEO. I want a new sporting director, second. I want Marco Nepi to leave. I want I don't have time. I don't have time. I really don't have time for this ridiculousness. This is below par. Konrad Leimer, I don't know if we should get him. I think we can still we can get him, but I don't know if the coach that is coming, he's the right player for Konrad Leimer. But again, for me, for this last game, sack Tuchel and get Miroslav Klose. Sack Tuchel and get Miroslav. This is the time. This is the time. I think we need to try maybe a player who understands the Bayern culture. You understand? One thing that I think Bayern is really lacking is finishing, cutting edge. This is the one thing, and I think Miroslav Klose was a player that Musiala really admired. You see, you saw these players; they admired these type of guys, because when they were growing up to the German team and so forth, it's a huge decline, I know, but a whole lot has to happen. A whole lot has to happen, or else I'm just going back to listening to my African rap music, and because I'm just so fed up. Guys, I don't know. I'm so fed up. I'm so fed. I just don't know. I just don't know what to say anymore. It's not right now. It's not even lineup changes. Prince. It's not even lineup. Like, it's really not even lineup changes. Right now, it's more of everything needs to go. Like, every single thing needs to go. If we're gonna ship Pavard this season, go ahead. If we're gonna ship Cancelo if Cancelo goes back, fine, go ahead. But we just need to ship all these players and get serious mentality players. Serious mentality players. We have let go of so much serious mentality players like Alaba, Jerome Boateng, you name it. Even Lewandowski was even a mentality player in the league, but I don't in big games. He ghosted. What is going on? What is really good? No, Mane is a mentality player. Mane is Umar. I disagree. Mane is a mentality player, but the rest of them are ball soccers. The rest of them are ball soccers. They whine like a little baby. They cry the whole day, and they have absolutely nothing to offer to the team. And that's the thing. Dortmund, you won this title. To be really honest, Dortmund won this title. Like, it's over. I'm not even watching the Augsburg score tomorrow, because I know Dortmund's gonna. Because the difference between Dortmund last season and this season is Dortmund are not slipping off. Like, they like every single time you give Dortmund these chances, they at some point they're gonna rectify their mistake. You get what I'm trying to say? They were supposed to lose to Wolfsburg last week. They didn't. You see, so I actually think that this title is for Dortmund because it's in their hands now. I don't see them battling. I really do not see them. Now I know Augsburg is from Munich and Munich, and you get what I'm trying to say. But I could also see Bayern Munich losing that last game against Cologne away because we've just been so disappointing. For I was watching for I don't know, it was some time back or something like that, long like a couple of months ago. There was this guy called Patrick Estrada who I watch for. I watch Sunday Vibes a lot of times. I watch Vibes now and so forth. And he was saying we're just so disappointing, and I agree. We are just so disappointing. They are just so disappointing. I don't even know what words to even say anymore. They are just so disappointing. Harry Kane, we should go get him. I think this is the best chance to get a player. Like if you're looking for a striker, he's the perfect replacement. I don't want Kolomwani personally, but yeah, a lot of things need to change. And yeah, Khan, Brazil, um, Nepi, these men, Heiner, they gotta go. They gotta go. I'm sorry to say this. If we can get Karl Heinz Rummenigge for interim, it will be very good. I don't know about you, Prince. I don't know about you, Daniel, but I think we should at least let him stay for interim purposes because the team they are not ready for this whole rebuilding, looking to the future thing. It's just they're just not ready. I think Karl Heinz Rummenigge he built something really good that I just think that Khan and Brazil has destroyed, and that's my problem now. Yeah, but yeah, go ahead, guys. What do you guys have to say? I'll be in and out. I'm at work, so what do you guys have to say?
Uh, I took notes. So I'll just go through mine. But
Hmm.
you know, I'm gonna start with Sommer because that guy, the first penalty was complete shit. He should be saving that. The
Yeah.
second too, I knew he wasn't gonna fucking save it. This guy has no aura at all in goal. And
No, no,
then
I'm telling you, he's a Dortmund agent.
yeah,
He's a Dortmund agent. Like
yeah,
it's just as simple. These Gladbach players, they hate Bayern so much. You
mhm,
see, so like Gladbach gave us him because they knew that if we got Jan Sommer, he'll be playing against us basically.
mhm. Yeah. And then like it's the same story every game, right? We start well or do okay in the beginning and we go to shit. And then the terrible end product is consistent with almost every player. Come on, crossing his shit, shooting his shit. He had an easy header, he couldn't get it on target even. Terrible from him. Sane comes on, terrible from him. I thought it was unfortunate Pavard gave away the first penalty just because he's been one of our more consistent players this season, probably in the top three, which says a lot about our team right now. I thought Cancelo had a good game. Technically on the ball, he was really good. Um, there's it's not only an issue of like we can't score chances, we just can't control the game. Like the midfield just isn't there. Kimmich can't do it by himself. He's not a deep lying player. Goretzka terrible on the ball, no technical ability. Headless chicken. He's like German Jordan Henderson. And from the defense to the attack, there's no leaders in this team. Not just that on the pitch, but off the pitch too. There's no leaders. Heiner, Kahn, Brazo, all pussies. All of them are pussies. They don't take on any blame themselves. They always blame it on the team. The team shits, but they made the team. So I think it's embarrassing how they throw in such a shit performance in front of Ribery, in front of Robin, in front of Gomez, in front of Pizarro, in front of all these fans, in front of leaders, legendary players of the club. They throw it all away in the last two games of the season. But yeah, congrats to Dortmund. They deserve it. We were terrible all season, so that's all I have to say.
Towersif, the floor is yours. And that's actually the first thing I've said all of the discussion.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can hear you.
Okay, fine. Yeah, so I watched like the first 70 minutes properly, and then I had to go somewhere and then watch the rest either in the car, I listened to it rather, and then I went to a car park and watched like the last 10 minutes. And it was like it's the same story all season. Like the first half or the first 30 minutes were like really, really good. And you'd be convinced that we were gonna win this comfortably. But I swear on my life, when Gnabry hit that goal, I didn't even celebrate because I knew we're gonna collapse in one fashion or another. I thought it's gonna be a 1-1. Like even 2 or 3 weeks ago, I said, you know what, in the last two games, we're lucky if we can like win 3 points. I thought we were gonna win 1 point, and it looks to be the case because I don't see us winning in Cologne. Although we're much better and they actually don't have anything to fight for, I still just see us like drawing to them. And it's kind of sad to dumb it down to mentality, but it is that at the end of the day, as Daniel said, he had all these legends in the stands. Right, we've been bad before in the last 10 years, but we always, when it was clutch time, we showed up, and that team just doesn't give me that same vibe. Now, if any other team was chasing us, maybe Leipzig, maybe even Leverkusen, who knows? I'd say it's like 70% done that we're not going to win the league. But it is Dortmund. I could see them lose tomorrow. I could see them draw tomorrow. I could even see them dropping points on the final day. But I'd say like 50% we've lost it. And that's saying a lot because it should be 100%. But it's Dortmund, lads. So
Okay, well, guess it's finally time
Can
for
I,
me
can
to
I
say.
say something real quick?
Yes, go for it. Go for it.
I'm really sorry, Prince, but um, my brother-in-law said something, and I really do agree with this. A lot of the young players in world football right now are spoiled brats. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Money,
Like you
money,
name it.
fame, Instagram. There you go.
Yeah, like a lot of them are spoiled brats. Like they they've gotten this whole social media thing in their heads, and I think that's what's affecting Janabi, Sane, and these guys. Yeah.
Well, let me just say this then. Um, Look, I've heard people rant so far. All of you have been very disappointed, and I'm just like, eh. Like my honest reaction is just eh. I don't care. And it's basically because of the reason what that you brought up, Taosif. Like even to this point, like I can't be mad because I still know we're gonna win the Bundesliga. As funny as that sounds, because our opponent is Dortmund and it's Augsburg, and I think they lost against Augsburg like the last 2 seasons as well. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they lost against Augsburg at at Augsburg the last 2 seasons. So that's why I'm not like, I know history is like pointless, but that's why I'm not like furious. I'm not angry. The performance today was absolutely shocking. And if you ask me, if I'm being honest, who I would keep in the team, I would keep Müller, Neuer, Kimmich, De Ligt. That's it. Everyone else gets sold. That includes, Star Boys, Musiala, Davis. The only one I would try and sign is Cancelo. I know it's expensive, but if you sell the whole squad, I would keep him. But again, I'm probably in the minority with this, so I'm not even going to force my opinion down like everyone's throat. For me, the thing is though, it's very simple. It's this: we don't have a killer, and by that I don't mean we don't have a killer as in like a striker, a finisher, or something. Someone. But what I mean is that we don't have a Kimmich Butler. We don't have someone that steps up, like that actually puts the team on their back. Like we just have like frauds, 11 frauds basically all game. Now I'm not surprised with Sommer, if I'm being completely honest. I've been calling him a fraud for I think since he got here, really, since like week 1 that he got here. Like I've been calling him an agent, a double agent, because the guy has been so bad for us. Whereas like for Gladbach, he was a world beater. And I'm just like, bro, I know our goalkeepers need to have the ball all the time, but like you should still be able to save shots. That's the bare minimum I'm asking of you, to save shots. But no, you don't like to save, so I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna support you. I'm not gonna back you up when you make a mistake that other people will be like, no, a keeper shouldn't do that. I'm like, you have played as a keeper, it can happen. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna be nice to you. But look, ultimately, Leipzig beat us. Did I think we'd win? I did. I didn't think we'd win pretty. I thought we would just win. But this is just like this is not just a. This is a symptom, all right. It's been something that has been going on for years now, and it even goes it goes back to Pep Guardiola, and you all know that the last time I really enjoyed Bayern football was under Pep Guardiola. That's the last time when I thought we were great. But this goes back to the Pep Guardiola days. I'm gonna tell you why. We have, since Pep Guardiola has been at Bayern, we have been extremely bad in the Bundesliga come the second half of the season. First half of the season, we usually wrap it up. The football is usually champagne. It's all good. It's all looking clean. It all looks nice. And then, come the second half of the season, the excuse was always, well, it's because we're in the Champions League. That's why. But that hasn't been the case. Even when we were knocked out early in the Champions League, we still played bad in the second half of the season. And that's an issue that we've never addressed because we always made excuses for it. And that's the issue that we're facing now. Our deficiencies, we've always made excuses for it. We've never addressed our weaknesses. We've always excused those. And that's why now, when in the first half of the season, we also didn't turn up, those weaknesses now come and bear their fangs at us. So I think this is just a mixture of everything that's been happening for the past couple of years, and it's just culminated into this season. So in a way, this, if we were to lose the Bundesliga, and obviously to me it's still a big if, I would still give us 80%. I would still put the title at 80% for us and 20% at Dortmund's feet, which just sounds absolutely ridiculous. But just by the nature of Dortmund, I can't give them any more than that. But the way I see it is, if this is indeed the end of an era, it might bring about the changes that are needed to, bring forth a new era to actually address the issues that we have in the team, in the squad, in the management, in, all aspects of the club, and not excuse mediocrity. And if the first step to that really would be to address why are we constantly losing in the second half of the season? Why is Kimmich, for example, taking corners when we don't score from corners, despite the fact that we actually have a team that should, in theory, be good, at converting from corners? There are a lot of little issues like that, and they're not the biggest issues, obviously. Nobody's going to say, well, we're losing the Bundesliga and whatnot because we can't score from corners. Nobody says that, but it's an issue. And if we really want to push for the top, and I'm not talking top of the Bundesliga, nobody cares about that. Let's be completely honest, right? It's a right. Winning the Bundesliga has been a right. Nobody's sits here and is if I only care about the Bundesliga. Everyone says the Bundesliga is the bare minimum. That's always the standard, the flag bearer basically of the club having an okay season, and everything more than that, it goes beyond that. And even saying that, we haven't won the DFB Pokal in years, and that's also an issue that needs to be addressed because, quite frankly, the question now becomes, why is it that once there's a little bit of pressure on us, we don't perform? DFB Pokal, it being a knockout game, why is it that the second there is any sort of pressure on us to perform, we don't? And obviously, goes in part with the Champions League, in the group stage we perform, but there isn't as much pressure in the group stage because you're playing against teams that are comparatively to you, they're not on your level. But the second we play, even what was it, Villarreal last year, or I think. Was it Villarreal? Yeah, I think it might have been Villarreal. Even when we play against a team that, we still are outclassing, if there's any sort of pressure on us to deliver, which in this case it was because they were the underdogs, we can't perform. And that's just one thing that needs to be taken into consideration, actually looked at, why is that the case? Why can't we overwhelm teams? Why can't we actually beat teams, in a consistent, fair manner? Why are there so many question marks surrounding our play? And I think this might be, maybe it is the shock we need to really reel us back in and actually make us realize that, fair enough. fair enough, fair enough. We have been atrocious. There are a lot of deficiencies in our play, and we need to start addressing them and not just think that we can solve them by buying X and Y player and actually think about, well, these, this isn't just a player situation, because again, the second half of the season issue isn't just a thing that happened, this year or last year or 2 years or 3 years ago. It's been a thing that has been happening since the first season of Pep Guardiola, where like come the second half of the season, we are just atrocious. So clearly it's not this, the players basically, if you look at the squad from 2014 to now, so many names have changed. Like the only players from 2014 that were back then that are still here are Neuer and Müller, unless I'm forgetting someone. So like it's clearly not just a player issue, because if 2 players out of 11 don't perform, okay, fair enough. But like the whole team isn't performing in the second half of the season. So the thing that like needs to be looked at is, why is that the case? Why is that a club-wide issue? Are there not, are there expectations? Are there no expectation in the second half of the season? And that's why the players suddenly don't start to perform. Are the expectations too high to perform in the second half of the season? Is it complacency? That's why I know football is a fickle sport. I very much, think it should be a fickle sport, because you can be the hero one week and then be the villain the next. And I think that's supposed to be the case. And I think that's good that is the case. But the thing that is important for me is that we have been in a weird spot. We've been in a weird spot in the sense that, we are clearly easily, even if we lose this season, we're clearly the best team in the Bundesliga, right? Make no mistake about that. We're still the best team, both in terms of, the performances that we can put up sometimes, and as well as the squad. So we're still the best team. Now, the issue really is, why aren't we performing like that? And why do we want our cake and have it too? The club constantly says, not the fans so much, but the club constantly says, the Bundesliga, that's the bare minimum, the Bundesliga, and everything else is a bonus. You can't have your cake and eat it too. If you want the Bundesliga, clearly you're saying you are the best team. So if you're the best team, have aspirations and expectations that a team that is the best team would have. You look at Real Madrid. And I'm not saying we are as good as Real Madrid, granted, but historically we're not. And obviously this season they got not a little further than us, but historically that we're obviously nowhere. Well, no, wouldn't say nowhere near, but we're not there. But the thing that I think is that, like Real Madrid, they have the expectations. They know who they are, and they just say, "Oh yeah, we need one trophy, and that's it." No, their goal is always to go for the biggest trophy. It's the most important aspect. Whereas we just settle for the bare minimum. Their expectation is to always settle for the maximum, basically. Now, granted, you could say the maximum is multiple trophies, but they want the biggest one. They want the most important one, the most difficult one. And that's what they aim for, and that's what they go for. Whereas Bayern, who have I wouldn't say a significantly weaker squad. Let's just say a comparable squad to Real Madrid. They don't have the expectations. They don't have this drive that Real Madrid has. They don't have the same motivation. It just feels like they want their cake and eat it too. Like, oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, we built all this expensive squad that is in theory technically capable of competing at the highest level, but in the cup competition, anything can happen. So we'd much rather just focus on the league. And it just feels like, bro, make your mind up. You're either putting a squad together that's going for it, or you're putting a squad together that has no business having any expectations put on them, because you're not even trying to win anything. So you either go for it all, or you don't go for anything at all. You can't have your cake and eat it too. So that's just how I'm thinking. Anyway, honestly, my rant, so to speak, has less to do with our game today and just more of the issues that have been permeating within the club for honestly, as I said, since 2014. That's when I really noticed it. That's my rant over. Nagels Enjoyer, welcome. I like how you changed your name to that fraud again. Ooh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. I thought for a second, I just went on a rant that nobody could hear.
No, I agree with what you said.
Hello?
No, not.
Yeah, we can hear you, Nagels and Joya.
Yeah, I mean, I've listened to you guys what you said. I mean, I'm still shocked how you can be so confident, Prince. But I guess you were always like this. You said Dortmund will bottle this. I mean, even if they win tomorrow, right? If they lose, like it's still in the last match day. If they don't win this, we are still the champ. Like, but as Cole said, we could even lose to Köln. Like we play
Oh,
so bad, it could happen. Why not? Like we are really that bad. And Cologne, they will give everything for this. Like I can't. This is. I remember when we first talked about all of this, and we said, what would happen if Tuchel not winning a single title? And you guys were like, "Nah, this won't happen. This won't happen." Now it's about to happen. Like,
it still hasn't happened yet. All right, it hasn't happened yet.
you think he's, you think he's done?
No, I said it still hasn't happened yet. We haven't lost the title.
Yeah, I mean, but if it happens, you think Tuchel is done? Like, oh, I've seen this interview in German TV. Man, he was so mad at at like his squad. He was so mad at him. And honestly, yeah, you can understand why because they threw the game. But is this the right approach? I don't know. I'm not sure.
I mean,
Also,
as I said, for me, it's always been very clear in regards to Tuchel. It's the same with every manager. Like my thing is very consistent in that I give every manager true training sessions, as in like 2 training camps, not sessions, but 2 training camps. Typically, those are in the summer and winter, but because obviously he came in the middle of the season, it'll be it'll be summer and winter as well, I guess. So after winter, so in 2024, on January 1st, 2024, if we perform like we are right now, I'll be the first. Well, I won't be the first, I guess, but I'll be on the Tuchel out bandwagon. If on 1st of January 2024 we still play like this.
Wouldn't it be mid-December because that's when the break starts?
Well,
No. Listen, Prince. Let me be honest with you, Prince. The thing is, this I understand what we're trying to do with Tuchel, but the timing is really bad. And my thing is, at the moment, we need a coach, okay, who understands the Bayern way. You know, he can bring in players who understand the Bayern way, the Bayern mentality. That's what we need right now. At the moment, Tuchel, we've given you how many games? We're giving him how many games has he coached right now, guys?
It's probably been
Can
around
you
15-ish.
15-ish, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You were in a fine form. You beat what's that team's name? Hertha. Then you beat Werder Bremen. Then you beat Schalke 6-0. I get it. You beat these 3 teams. Fine. Good job. You didn't have Goretzka playing in the midfield. You get what I'm trying to say? When you beat Schalke 6-0, it was a 4-1-4. So what you were supposed to do was you were supposed to continue with that same approach. You understand what I'm trying to say? But my thing is, I think he's a low. The reason why I agree with what my brother-in-law is saying is he's such a low-minded player, low-minded coach in that he's good. He used to be a very good coach, but every club he goes to, there's always something. There's always a problem. You understand what I'm trying to say? And I actually think that there's divisions in the club. I think Tuchel doesn't see eye to eye with the players. He doesn't see eye to eye with the board. And we have a problem where there's a problem with the board, there's a problem with the coaching staff, and then there's also a problem with the players. So it's a whole mess. So at first I believed he was the right manager for Bayern, but now I'm thinking about it and I'm like, no, we need to get someone who really understands the Bayern way. And maybe if it takes maybe 2 or 3 years, or even maybe let's say 4 or 5 years for Bayern to rekindle that dominance, we will stick with that coach who played the Bayern style.
Okay,
That's
I'm
why
sorry.
I am saying
I'm gonna
personally.
have to interrupt you. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to interrupt you. There is
Okay.
no way you, especially you, all right, you with your rants every single week and you switching up on Tuchel after like 2 weeks. There's no way you would give anyone 5 to 6 years patience. Don't give me that.
No, no, listen. I'm very objective. The only reason why I said Tuchel was because I felt like if we continued with Tuchel, it would be better for the club. You see, but I don't think he fits with the way the club plays. I think he's a pragmatist, and we don't need a pragmatist to be our coach. We need someone who is going to encourage these boys to play that Bayern type football where we are scoring. What happened, bro? I'm sorry, but when we had Lewandowski the season before he left, we were scoring 5, we were scoring 6, we were scoring 4. Even if we didn't score 4, 6, at least we scored like 2 or like we were never selling for 1-0s. You see what I'm trying to say? For Tuchel, you score one, immediately he wants to defend. I don't know why. I don't know why, and I don't think he's the right man. I don't think he's the right manager. I
He
don't
was like
think
that
so.
at Chelsea too. He would get the 1-0 and then defend.
Yeah,
Defend.
it's not
Yeah,
enjoyable
I
anymore.
don't
It's
think
not
so.
enjoyable to watch our games. Like we
Yeah,
score one goal and then it's fucking boring. Like it's
boring.
not
Yeah,
even
yeah.
fun.
Like the thing is, he'll score one. The player will score one, and then when the player scores one, then you start seeing Bayern miss chances
This con-
and then try to defend. I don't understand. I don't understand that football. I don't.
All right,
I think
pause you for a second. Seal, let's see. Suck my cock, motherfucker. No one's forcing you to watch this, motherfucker. Tune the fuck out, bitch. All right, keep going. Sorry.
who's that? Zingler.
Yeah.
I mean, it's you because he a Bayern fan? If he's a Bayern fan, he can come on and talk what he wants to say.
If
You
you don't like
understand?
the
But
content, fuck off.
we're
And don't
just
watch it.
no. I mean, if he's a Bayern fan, we're just being objective.
Yeah.
That's basically what we're doing. We're just being objective. And this Prince just said it. It's been like this ever since Guardiola was there. But I think we just need to guys, yeah, man. I don't know if this is the end of an era for Bayern because this is. I mean, what do you guys think? You think it's the end of an era? Because I can see this being an end of an era for us because we're
Yeah.
not willing to spend big. You
I
see
don't
how
think
other
it's
clubs
that.
now are spending big. We're not willing to spend big. I don't understand that.
I don't think it's just that. I think there's just too much you have to change, right? The board,
Yeah,
the player, the entire squad, right? The board,
yeah.
they could go. The players, we can't get rid of all of them in one summer, no matter how much
In
we
one
want.
summer, yeah, yeah.
So I think,
It's not possible.
and on top of that, you have to get the right signings too. Mentality players who have technique on the
Yeah,
ball. There's
yeah.
too much to change. So like this is gonna take a long, long time. And if you fuck this up, we can become like AC Milan or Manchester United.
Manchester City, yeah.
So I'll answer your question as well. If it's the end of an era, my question really is, what era? We've dominated the Bundesliga, but like we haven't even dominated the DFB Pokal. We've not dominated anything else, and we've in the past historically we dominated the Bundesliga. Granted, not to the same extent, but even in the past, you go back to like the 2000s, early 2000s, we won the Bundesliga plenty of times too. It's just that this time it was in a row, uncontested. Now, do I think it'll be like that next season as well? Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily the end of an era. I think it's, if anything, it's a blip in it because I as much as I want the club to like act seriously and actually like put in proper changes, I don't see it doing it. Even if we lose the Bundesliga, they'll make like 1 or 2 marquee signings and say like, "Oh, this is gonna help us, deal with X, Y, and Z. And if we have X, Y, and Z, we won't lose." But do I
But
think it's major surgery? I don't.
Prince, this is my thing. This is my thing. I really do think that board meeting, we're gonna hear that these guys are gonna leave the club.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think the board is leaving. That one is
No,
a
they
guarantee.
all are leaving. All there's
Yeah,
no
they
one
all
staying.
are leaving. Like
They can't
I
stay after
know.
this. They can't stay
Yeah,
after this.
This board, I that supervisory board meeting, which is May 29th, right?
Yeah.
I think they're gonna leave. I think
They're all
after
gonna
this
leave.
season's over.
I mean, that
Yeah,
much is guaranteed. I'm sorry, that much is guaranteed. Like,
say
there's
to
no
yeah.
way they're staying.
They're
Unless,
staying.
like,
Yeah,
You
unless
cannot keep
Dortmund
them.
perform the ultimate bottle job. Even then, I think they're leaving.
No, it doesn't
Is
matter.
it
'Cause
given
it's
though? Is it
embarrassing how we lost today. Like even
yeah.
if Dortmund bottles, this is not what we want. This is not. We are not hoping on other teams to for us to win the league.
To
We
leave.
should be
Yeah,
running away. We should be running
yeah.
away, but we aren't. This is all. This is a reason for them all to go. Like
And you know something, guys. Like I think we have really not replaced Thiago Alcantara. I think this has been a problem, and I think that's why we're in the place that we're at right now. You know,
Thiago isn't that hard to replace. The issue is that
yeah.
because the thing is, when we had Thiago, we had
Hmm.
like a bunch of other midfielders too. Like remember,
Yeah.
we had Dal, we had Tolisso, we had X, Y, and Z, so on and so
Alonso.
forth.
Yeah.
But like we don't have that now. Like that's the issue.
No,
We've
yeah.
only got Goretzka, who we're relying on. For some reason, we sold. Well, we didn't sell, but we loaned Sabitzer out when we were like, okay, we don't have any midfielders because
Right.
the club doesn't trust Gravenberg. So let us just loan our only other midfielder and think that's a good idea.
But like the thing is too, right? Even if we kept Sabitzer, the quality of the midfield is just way shittier.
It's still low. Yeah, I
We had
agree.
Alonso,
Also
we
what I
had
wanted to
Vidal,
say.
we had Kimmich, we had Lam who could play there, we had all these guys, right? The board, when it comes to their signings and scouting, is so fucking lazy because they
It's
just
so
look for a
bad, yeah.
mediocre Bundesliga player who's cheap.
Yeah.
That's all they look for. It's terrible scouting. It's piss poor.
it's-
That's
yeah,
why.
No, but you know something? I know for a fact, like this summer, we have to go all in for Harry Kane.
yeah. This
Like I'm willing to spend 100 on Harry Kane this summer, bro, because I
literally,
think
like,
he's the right player.
It's a no from me for Kane. I don't like
it's a
Kane.
no for me.
Why? Why? Like,
Because the thing
tell
is,
me
right,
why, though.
we talked
Guys.
about-
Tell me because you're saying no for Kane,
Yeah,
but
I'll tell you why.
Koulibaly ain't gonna.
Because you're essentially spending 100 million plus wages for someone who's gonna be world class maybe a year or two, and
A year
world
or
class
two?
is even
No
to me.
way,
Yeah,
Listen,
come on.
listen.
A
But
year- he's not even
guys,
He's
30.
30.
He's not even
Koulibaly
30.
isn't.
He's not it either. He's not it either.
Kul-
Right?
Koulibaly isn't gonna give us anything either.
Yeah, I agree. Koulibaly's an option.
You see?
My issue against Kane is this, right?
Hmm.
I think he can be good for 5 to 6 years because he doesn't rely on pace. He's got a
Yeah.
very good passer, very good shooter, right?
Look
My
at
issue with
Benzema,
Kane is, right?
Lewandowski.
Here's my issue with Kane. We're talking about mentality players, right? This guy was happy to win fucking nothing for 5-6 years by signing that contract at Spurs, right? When he could have went
Oh
to
yeah, that's true.
So
That's
this
true.
guy is not a mentality
That's it.
player. That's why I'm against him.
But then who there?
Yeah.
You know, there's not the thing about it is there's not a lot of mentality players
Mhm.
in world football right now. Most of them are those spoiled brats players that
Mhm.
my brother-in-law is
Yeah.
talking about. You
Yeah.
see, so I don't. You know, Kolomwani is another one of them. He's another spoiled brat. You know, who else? This guy who we're gonna get. Who else are we interested in? Oh, isn't
The
it?
The Australian
Yeah,
guy,
that-
Adam Bird.
Like, do you guys rate that guy from Australia? Like, I
So-
don't know, man.
So when the transfer, well, it hasn't been announced yet, but once the news report came out that we signed him, I have been watching. Well, I watched the game today in the morning, which is funny because I don't really watch Bayern game. I didn't watch the last Bayern game either, but I watched
Yeah.
that. I watched him. The kid is like he's strange because he's got an amazing shot, but like everything else is lacking. The one thing
Yeah.
I'll give him is that he's a clutch player. That's the only thing I will give him. Like you watch his
Yeah.
compilation, and like he scored like 90% of his goals after like
Yeah.
the 80th minute.
Yeah,
So he
and we don't
scores
need that. We the thing is we don't need that type of player. You get what I'm trying to say? We need consistency too.
Yeah. Let me say one thing. If we don't spend I'm saying if we don't spend like a good amount on a DM and a striker, the
Yeah.
quarterfinals is the max we can get at the Champions League. We
Champions
won't go
League.
any further.
I
We
think
won't go any further.
Oh no. DM. The thing is, we already have Conrad Limer is confirmed. That one we have a DM right now. My thing is shipping these spoiled brats like Serge Gnabry and Sane and getting in mentality players, especially in the striker role and on the wings. That's the main, you know, three players that I'm more concerned on. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
It's just the wingers and the striker. That's really it.
I think
That's really
I
at the
think what we
moment.
have to do, right, is we need to
Hmm.
spend really smart on younger
Hmm.
players who you can get for cheaper, right? Like Rasmus Højlund,
Yeah.
he's
Hmm.
would be 50 to 60 million euros. He's a great
Hmm.
young striker. I think that's someone to
Hmm.
put in, right? Because we need to stop thinking like short term, like who can fix this quick.
Yeah.
We need a
Yeah.
longer lasting rebuild and give it time. Because if
No,
we stop,
like Hoyland would be perfect, Daniel,
yeah,
because you know why? Like his age
mhm,
would be good for like even for more years. You
yeah,
understand what I'm trying to say?
yeah, yeah,
And then you would also have like a striker who can not only hold up the play but also is very clutch.
mhm,
You get what I'm trying to say?
yeah,
So
yeah.
I just but the thing is it is do you think can we really depend on him for the first season? Can
No,
he
we
be
can't.
that player?
No,
I don't
no
think you.
way.
I don't think you.
That's the
I don't
thing.
think you can, right? But I think
Yeah,
if you want to grow these players into Bayern legends, right? If you want to like
yeah,
develop them, I think you have to give them a year or two, right? Because I think we need a mix of experience too, right? So you see
yeah,
Chelsea wanting to get rid of Kovacic. He's a great player to have in the midfield. So
yeah.
we need a good mix of talent and youth, but
Youth,
we need
yeah.
those from the cheaper end, and that they're good technically, good leadership, and all these other things. So I think that's what they need to focus on.
Also,
Phew.
welcome.
Yeah, Prince, man. I don't know, man. We have a lot to do this summer. I just don't. I don't even know what to say, man. Because at the moment now, there's a lot of spoiled brats in that market. Like there's, I can't name a mentality player. You get what I'm trying to say? I just don't know. I just don't know. The midfield needs a lot of work too. I guess that's one. Okay, you know something, right?
Mhm.
I think we should let go of Joshua Kimmich and
I think he will
probably
leave.
get some money from Barca.
He will leave. I have a bad feeling.
Yeah,
I have a
we
bad
should let
feeling.
go of we should let go of Joshua Kimmich and get some money from Barca, and then maybe we can start thinking of getting players. For me, guys,
It's
this is my thing. I,
gone.
I'm very my main problem is the wingers and the striker. That's my main problem. But I understand what you guys are saying about the midfield because we don't have a controller like Thiago Alcantara in that midfield, or we don't have a huge supply of midfielders in that area. I think, I just think we should. I think we should cash in on Muller and Kimmich. Maybe.
Nobody's buying
You
Müller.
can't cash in on Müller.
No,
Nobody's
no, no.
buying
We have
Müller.
to.
Nobody's buying Müller. Who's retiring next season.
No, no, no. I think we. There
Also,
was a team interested. Yeah, I think we
yeah,
can.
maybe in Saudi Arabia, but even he wouldn't go there. Like
I think
Müller's ending
Bundesliga
his
That's
team.
the
career
thing.
next season.
I think any Bundesliga team would take Muller.
But you
Guys,
can't
you
cash
see,
in on him.
I back this man in my back of my shirt so
Uh,
much that you know he failed me. He failed me, man.
But the thing
Look,
is, weirdly,
I'll also say this. Sorry to cut you off, but I just want to very quickly say this: the board is not selling Kimmich.
no,
Yeah.
Like
no, they are not.
you
No
really
way.
think the board, which has been under so much fire and is most likely to get sold, you know, if Oliver Kahn were to sell Kimmich, right, regardless of his form, but if Oliver Kahn or Bratzo were to sell Kimmich, those two wouldn't be able to ever be seen in the
No,
streets of Munich.
Prince, we're not
No,
saying
no,
that they will
but
actively
by the
sell him.
time
It's he says, I
Prince,
want to leave.
Prince, by the time the July transfer window starts, like these guys will not be there. Khan and Brazo and Heiner, they're not gonna be there. I guarantee you that they're not gonna be there. So,
But
like,
Heiner will be, and the
mm,
supervisory board will be.
Heiner
And
won't be
also,
there.
Nagelsmann,
Heiner
Joy,
won't be there.
it doesn't matter what Kimmich says. Kimmich can say that he wants to leave. If the club actually sells him, they're not making it out. They're not making it out alive. I'm sorry, that's just not happening. Should he be sold? You can make the argument. Will he be sold? That's never going to happen. That's like that's like saying selling Schweinsteiger when he was like in his prime, not when he was like an old fart that had no place in the squad, but when he was in his prime. That is never going to happen.
I think it's a different comparison though, right? Because I think if Kimmich goes, like, I don't think he will. I would still keep him personally, but like if he goes, I don't think it's that big of a fuss compared to prime
Yeah.
Schweinsteiger.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's what that was the point that I was trying to make, or that was about to make. How weird is it that, like, cast your mind back 10 years or 5 years, would you ever have sold Prime Ribéry, Prime Lahm, Prime Robin?
No,
Never.
because we're not the
In
we're not a
this,
selling
yeah, in
club.
this nowadays, there's not a single player in our squad that I would say, oh, you can't sell him, you can't sell him,
yeah,
because
yeah,
they're all expendable. Like Kimmich is the
yeah,
closest one to being
yeah.
like irreplaceable. But even he, if Barca were to submit a 200 million offer for him, I would sell him immediately.
Like as stupid as that sounds, yeah, you're absolutely right. Because Kimmich is a loser. As stupid as that sounds, he's a loser.
He is.
It sounds weird saying that, but he's a
Crybaby.
it sounds weird saying that because he plays at Bayern and Bayern typically always wins, but he's actually a loser.
I don't think
That
it's
goes
just
for like
him.
the entire team. They're actually losers when you really think about it. It's like I said last time. The only reason Bayern win the Bundesliga is because all the other teams are even bigger bottlers and losers than us.
Let,
That's the
let,
only reason.
Oh
Let's-
no, but
entire
it's
German
Prince is
national
over.
team.
Prince
Well,
is
the
over.
entire German national team, they're all losers. Everyone in this generation of Germany is a complete loser, failed mentality, throwaway player. Every single one of them.
if Kimmich is gone, then who replaces Kimmich?
Ibrahimovic.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
You think he's ready?
Yeah, just throw him in. I would play him right now over Goretzka. Play him in right now. Just throw
Yeah,
him in.
but if we sell
He's not even in
Kimmich,
the
right?
squad. He's
If
not
we
even in
sell
the squad.
Kimmich, then we have to replace him.
Yeah, I think Declan Rice.
No, that guy. No.
Yeah, but Declan Rice is not the same type of player as Kimmich.
What kind of player is closest to Kimmich right now?
I don't know, honestly.
Well, okay. My question, it's kind of a smooth point,
PV.
but do we even need a player that is quote unquote like Kimmich if we were to sell him? Now, granted, we're not selling him, but if we were to sell him, we don't really need a player like him because clearly it would insinuate that we're going into a different direction.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of players though? What
Here's
would
the
your
issue.
midfield? What would you want your midfield to look like if Kimmich?
Hey,
is
yeah,
gone, right?
here's the
That's-
issue.
ideally, like you put me in charge, right? Who, like, let's say I'm forced to sell Kimmich. Who would I get? Don't shoot me for this, but I would go back to Tony Kroos and beg him to come to Bayern just for like 2 or 4
Yeah.
seasons.
Yeah, I agree. That's who I wanted to. That's who I wanted to because
Also,
or
Gundogan
even
is a free agent next season, and
yeah,
Kovacic as well.
yeah.
Do you think Tony Cruz would be able to play like 90 minutes like all the time like that?
No, he won't be able to play 90 minutes, but I think he's better than the midfield we have right now.
There's a better chance of us winning the Champions League this season than Tony Cruz joining us next season. Like he's not leaving Madrid for us. Because
I know he's not, but if I was in charge at Bayern, I would go to him, beg him, and just be like, "Look, Tony, look, all right, this is remontada. Look, we'll give you the keys to the house. Whichever player you want to take, just you can have him. You're gonna be our star." Just for like the last 2 years of your career, and then you can retire, and you'll have settled the peace with Bayern fans who previously didn't like you because of the way you left and what you said, and now you can like sort of settle the score, and you'll be the Lothar Matthäus of this time, who went to Inter and then came back and then got into good graces with the Bayern fans again after most of them hated him. We'll make that with you, Tony Kroos. Yeah, I would just beg. I'd honestly just be on the floor just begging.
But
you know something, guys. The funny part about today was there was only 2 players who stayed on the pitch. Man, this is really sad. This is really sad because I know that every time, especially back in the 2014 era and so forth, you would have a lot of the players, even let's say if they lost the game, they'd come and come and see the fans. But today, absolutely nobody. I mean, it was just Cancelo and Pavard, and both players were planning to cash in on them. What do you guys think about that? This, those two players just being there, and
I mean, it's pretty embarrassing that it's only those two, right? I feel like the whole
yeah,
squad should be there for time, thanking every fan for coming up, for staying when they could have left easily. I would have left. I don't blame the ones who left.
yeah,
I think it's embarrassing how it's Pavard who might leave, Cancelo, who's not even our fucking player. He's a Manchester City.
player. I know.
And so it really shows you that there's no leaders, right? Like, here's the thing, right? If you're a leader and you have a fuck up after a game, you'll go straight to the media and say, be honest with the situation. None of our players will run, besides De Ligt, no one will run to the media and say, hey, look, we fucked up. We were really bad today. Sorry this happened. Thank you to the fans. Not one besides De Ligt will do it, right? And, that's where Kimmich should step up, but he's not fucking doing it. I don't know why. Probably because he's a sore loser. And that guy's not a fucking midfielder. Me and Cora have said for time, he's a fucking right back. Get him the fucking
yeah.
So I just wanted to ask all of you the question: Would you have left the stadium? Would you have left?
No.
I'll be honest. Don't give me like your romantic bullshit. Just tell me the truth.
100%.
No.
I'll start with you. Cora.
Oh, okay. Well, for me, the thing is because I'd have work. I would be like, I gotta go to work, so I'd actually leave the stadium because it's just
I
it's
live in
just
the US.
embarrassing.
I live in the US, so staying in the Allianz Arena as long as possible, I guess I would stay just because I don't get many opportunities to go to Germany and be there.
Oh, you would stay in the stadium. I'm in the US too.
I would
Yeah,
stay.
I'm US too. I'm out. I'd leave.
I'm out, bro. I can't stand it, bro. I can't stand it. Just like
I would be
you know what I would do personally? I would take Tuchel out of the coaching place, and I'd be the coach of Bayern for the last the last half of the minute.
What I wanted to see some Bayern fans like just start yelling at Khan or
Yeah.
Like I remember that happened with Chelsea and Bully got into an argument with fans. Like I want to see our fans like get in their face.
No. The thing is, Ethan, that will happen in the next couple of days in terms of the riots. They're gonna do protests and riots against the board. You get what I'm trying to say?
There won't be any
No.
riots.
Bayern Munich is an alright club.
There won't be anything.
It has to be, man. There has to be. If not, then we're really selling ourselves.
You're overestimating the Bayern fans if you think there's gonna be riots. All that's gonna happen, they're gonna wait until the AGM, and that's when. Or they'll say something on social media, and then you'll get like the members of the club just saying like, "Man, we gave it our best, so there's no way you should be talking to us like that. We're now gonna have legal proceedings against all people that insulted us. There won't be any riots, and they're gonna go legally after a few people, and then try and get the sympathy through the media that way. And be like, man, Bayern fans are going too far with all of this, so now we're gonna be on the side of the board. That's what's gonna happen. That's the classic PR move.
The next game is away, right?
Yeah.
No fan should go to that. Not a single Bayern fan should go.
Yeah.
Leave that whole away stand empty.
I mean, what's the point, man? It's over. The title race is over.
That isn't going to happen. There's going to be more Bayern fans than ever in the next one. I'll tell you why, right? Because if Bayern fans don't go, all of Germany will basically be like, oh, look at Bayern. They only support their club when they're winning. Look at them. They're all glory hunters. So that's why. I mean, obviously they are.
No. But away fans are the real ones. The ones in the Allianz Arena, they're the glory hunters. The 90%
Except
of
the
them.
ones who are living in Cologne anyway, and just go there because they're like, oh, there's a game. Oh, let me go there. It's like, but if people who travel for them, like from Munich, That's what I
Guys,
said.
I still haven't heard both of your answers, Nagels. Enjoy it and Charles, because both of you live in Germany. So like you don't have the excuse of I'll only visit the Allianz Arena like once in the blue moon. So obviously I would stay. I want to hear what you two have to say. Would you have
Yeah,
left?
no, leaving the stadium early to me is not an option. I'm sorry. Like, out of two reasons. One, just financially, I've paid bloody money, my hard-earned money for that ticket. I'm going to see the game off. And second, that's just, to me, I'm going to stay there if it's a good game. I'm going to stay there if we're in the fifth league. I don't care. It's just, that's just what being a supporter means. You can't just jump ship once you're second after 10 years. That's just a bit much for me. So I'm not gonna leave the stadium early. Yeah.
What about you, Mr. Enjoyer?
Um, I would have to think. Like the thing is, if I go to the Alliance, right, and let's say I go there by train or something, or by car, the thing is, you could use the time to leave before everyone else leave because the game is over anyway, right? So I wouldn't say I'm still not sure whether I would leave. Like I would be pissed. Like I'd be so pissed. It's hard for me, but I'm probably more on Tulsa side. I probably
Yeah,
stay.
no, because even in at the Freiburg game, when we lost in the cup, I was in the stadium actually, and people around me were leaving. Leaving didn't even cross my mind, honestly. Like, even if they don't come over to the fans, which I was sitting above the Südkurve, and the Südkurve, those are the real fans, right? They're gonna sing and dance regardless of the scoreline. If you can't even thank them, then I'm gonna get mad. But I'm not gonna leave early. That's just common etiquette at a football club.
So I'll give my answer quickly before I ask another question that's sort of related, but it's something that you just brought up that I kind of want to like challenge, if anything. But my answer to the question of whether I would leave is no. I don't have an issue with people leaving. I know there's like a whole debate of like, you shouldn't leave or anything. For me, I don't have an issue. Like, leave if you feel that's your way to go. At the end of the day, you're going there for entertainment. That's at the end of the day what football really is, what any sport is. So you're going there for entertainment. But like, I wouldn't leave just for the simple fact that I don't want to miss a single second. I paid good money for this. I'm taking every single cent that I paid out of this. Like, it's like if I go into like an all-you-can-eat buffet, I'm going there early. I'm going there on an empty stomach, and the only time I'm leaving is when I'm throwing up. Like, I am not leaving until I'm throwing up at that all-you-can-eat buffet. Like, if I paid money to get there, I am staying there until the end. And also, for me, it's a case of even if we're down 10-0,
Guys,
I still think that we can score 10 goals in the last second. Yeah.
Bratzo's gone. Bratzo's gone. Heidi Klum just stayed. Bratzo, please leave. She actually said that in her Instagram story. She said, Bratzo, please leave my club.
Wait, who said it?
Rare W for Heidi.
Heidi Klum, you know,
Oh wow.
she's also big in America, I believe. Yeah, she was in the stadium. She said, Heidi, please leave Bratzo. She posted it in her Instagram.
I see that's my issue though as well, because the immediately the pressure, the narrative will be, the management fucked up. The management did this. It's the management's fault. What about the players? They didn't
Yeah.
perform today. It was 2 games. All they had to do, 2 more games, just win 2 games. In the second half, they basically said, F this, we're not playing football, I'm going back to tennis. Like, what kind of nonsense is that? So,
You were saying that. Yeah, okay, you were saying that. But isn't this what we talked about when Cole was saying, or what are we doing after we're going up 1-0? What are we doing then? We are trying to defend the 1-0. What is this kind of play style? Aren't the players just following what the coach says? Or you say
Yeah.
it's not like that. It's they're doing something like with their own mind and just play shit. Like decide to play shit. Isn't this what the coach wants? Because we won 6-0 against Schalke because Schalke is shit. Let's be honest. They are not a good team. Against
Yeah.
Leipzig, Tuchel probably said, we just need to win, guys. We don't need to play fancy here. We just need to win. After going up 1-0, we probably were like, okay, now let's control the game, try to control the game, play a bit slow. This is probably what happened, right? And then Leipzig used that one counter attack, and then the game was over basically. After that, we lost it.
Yeah, remember when Bayern had this reputation of once they score, they're gonna keep going until you're
Yeah.
essentially dead. Both Germany and Bayern, and now that's gone.
Anyway, yeah. Is the season over? Who's still
Yeah,
believes?
it's over.
I mean, it's just one match left.
What is
There's
that
one match
question,
left,
bro?
bro. It's over, man. Like,
The
don't
season
even
was
cut
over
corners.
after the Man City game. That's
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was over after the Man City game. Like, it's over.
Exactly.
It's
I'd say it was even over before, like after the Freiburg game, because there was just
yeah,
such a
yeah,
deflation of
yeah,
like nobody saw any chance against the City after that one. Before
yeah.
then, we were just like, oh, maybe we could, but nah.
Are you guys wait? Let me ask you one thing. Are you guys protecting Tuchel on this, saying, "Oh, it's an impossible
I
task"?
also
Ah,
I I
yeah,
also
go
blame
on.
Neuer for spoiling our season.
Nah, he
I
I
didn't.
blame the
really do.
snow.
I really do. Like, I think he's blowed our season. We had a really good first half of the season, and then boom, like just gets injured, and
What I'm
that's what's
saying
really
is, yeah,
spoiled our season.
what I'm saying
Yeah,
is, Tuchel got asked, Tuchel, do you want to get the job now? If you wanted, you have to get it now. And he said, yeah, let me get it. He knows what kind of pressure this is, right? He knows if he fails, like probably he was like, okay, you are allowed to fail the Champions League, but we should be winning the cup and the league. And now he's not winning anything. Like let's okay, maybe the league, but it wouldn't even be deserved. Let's be honest. But what I'm saying is, isn't he also to be blamed here? He came into this club
Did you
with
not
the
yeah,
hear
expectation.
what like Paul was saying at the beginning of the stream? He was saying that Tuchel needs to be sacked now.
yeah,
Now,
yeah.
Yes,
who
now.
should be who should be replacing him though?
No, no, no. You know why I'm saying this, right? I think Miroslav Klose, we should give him a try.
Really? I was
No,
about
give
to.
him a try. Give him
No,
a try. Give him
I
a.
was about to ask
The
you like a
problem.
half an hour ago when you were like, we need a coach that understands Bayern. I was about to ask you who would you suggest. Klose is unexpected to say the least.
No, no. The reason why I'm saying Klose
Müller
is
player trainer, player
because
coach.
who was the first one who taught Musiala how to finish a ball? This boy can't finish for his life. This boy can't finish for his life.
He's
I'm
not
looking at
wrong.
this guy.
He's
I'm looking
confused, but
at
he's
this
not
guy.
wrong.
Also that one chance where he passed it to Müller instead of shooting. You remember
Oh
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
yeah.
Like, come on, bro. Like, come on. Like, and also the
He's
team
lacking
has a
confidence.
serious problem with finishing. The team has a
Yeah.
serious. There's a real problem with finishing, and that's why I'm saying Miroslav Klose, Prince, because Miroslav Klose, I know he's not experienced or anything, but for the meantime, I just want to see us win by 4 or 5. You know what I'm trying to say? If we win by 4, if we sack Tuchel now, we hire him against Cologne. It's an interim thing. Then we can see where we're going. You know what I'm trying to say? Then we give him maybe 1 season, 1 year, and then we'll see if Klose is the right manager. But Tuchel, I think he's a low-minded coach. I don't think he's the right guy, man. I'm sorry, man. I'm really sorry. Guys, I'm sad. I'm really down today. Like, I don't even know what else to say.
But one question to all of you: are you surprised because of today's
No,
result?
I'm
Because
really
I'm not.
shocked.
I'm really not
Tyusif.
surprised.
I thought we would
No,
be. I
Tyusif,
thought we
I'm
would
really
be.
shocked. I'm really last week my mother had his birthday on Sunday, so I was busy. I couldn't watch the game. And I saw 6-0. And I told my brother-in-law, wow, when I don't watch the game, Bayern is actually scoring more goals.
Oh, it's your fault.
And this week
Yeah.
I watched the game and
Hashtag Core is a fraud. Get out.
It's your fault.
Nah,
So
nah,
somebody
it's
take
Schalke,
that.
sometimes
bro.
I feel like it's my fault. Like, this is fine.
Somebody take that man's internet away.
Of course, a double agent. He says Dortmund fan.
That was Schalke, guys.
I
I
can't
mean,
understand.
Yeah, yeah. Schalke doesn't count.
You know what was really funny during the game when it showed Gomez and
Yeah.
you see how uncomfortable he was because he's
Yeah,
sitting
yeah.
with his Leipzig like employers and they're all celebrating and he's like he knows the camera's on him and he's like in the middle ground. He's like, all right, I gotta be kind of happy, but I can't be too happy. It was funny to watch. It was so
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
It was. It was. Now Leipzig
Now, but let's
also
be
like
honest though. Let's be
yeah.
honest though, right? Let's all be 100% honest. We all knew we were going to lose today for one simple reason: it makes the narrative even sweeter when we win the Bundesliga. We all knew
Here
we
we
were going to.
go again. He's read the script. We know. We know.
I know. Augsburg are gonna do Dortmund in like they always do. A 1-0 through a penalty in the 87th minute. You can bookmark this, and you can even put £1 billion on it if you want. 87th minute Augsburg penalty. Trust me on that.
The way I see it, is I see Dortmund like conceding like 1 or 2 goals like towards the end of the game. I feel like that they do that a lot. I remember against I think it
Gladbach,
might have been
they also-
Gladbach,
Yeah,
but they like they were up, I don't know how many goals, and then like in the second
1-0.
half, they probably
1-0,
could have bottled it, to be honest.
yeah.
If Gladbach put away their chances, like they like completely fell apart. So that's how I would see them lose that game.
You know what the worst thing is, right? If keywords here, if Dortmund win the Bundesliga, Niklas Süle.
Yeah,
Bro,
right.
that's the worst.
And
That's the
Schlotterbeck.
worst part. That's the
Whoa,
worst part.
The two terrible defenders that cost Germany the World Cup. Those 2 defenders are going to get a Bundesliga title.
Yeah.
I can't
Not
believe
not just that.
Season, I moved to Dortmund to win the Bundesliga. Like, and if that happens,
Bro,
I'm
He
deceased.
got called every McDonald's item in existence, and now
Yeah.
he's about to win the Bundesliga title after leaving us in his first year. Not only that, he got like called Big Mac again after he said 9 points are not even that hard to get. And he said we could still be the champions. I think he said it before the World Cup, and now he is there. They could do it. And man, I hate Dortmund so much. Why does it?
Also, Royce would get his hands on the.
Stop it, bro! This is the worst.
The worst part is Bellingham will win as well.
Oh yeah.
The hype for him will be so through the roof for no reason.
I mean,
The
he's always
wonder kid. The wonder kid who gave the Bundesliga life again, and he's gonna go for 100 million.
As well.
Yeah. No, they're gonna give that to Messi.
insane.
They're gonna give that to Messi in any way, like regardless of what's gonna happen.
I think
Fan TV, if Dortmund's
Haaland will
winning
win
the
it.
title
I think-
in the last maybe 5 minutes of the last game when they're about to win it, just live stream your reaction. I need to see it. After all the shit we talked about
Yeah,
them.
exactly. I also want to see that.
You'll never hear from me again. You're that song, You'll Never Walk Alone. Oh, I'm definitely walking alone. I'm walking alone into the darkness. You'll never see me again. Twitter and YouTube won't exist anymore. After all the shit that I've said, it won't exist anymore.
Yeah, no, but the
Then turn into basketball fan
I
TV.
would have never predict this outcome after the March 25th of March, where I think it was the date where we got Tuchel, and I would have never I was kind of like, let's be honest, I was like, this could in my head I was like, what would happen if this happens? And now we're here with seeing it might actually happen. It's just that's crazy. It's like someone said, come on, now let's do it. Let's bring in the best group we could ever write and fuck Bayern completely. Like throw away the season. I'm
yeah. This year's script was written by Norbert Dickel.
It was
himself.
You can't say anything else. You know what's funny though? I think even Leipzig plays better than us. Like we are not even the second best team in the league. I mean, yeah. Obviously.
Performance-wise, yeah. I mean, even Leverkusen performance-wise is better than us at the moment, I think.
I think Leverkusen's probably
Get
the best
Xabi
team in the
Alonso.
league, performance-wise.
Honestly, why not? Xabi Alonso seems very good. Maybe not now, but in like a year or two, why not?
Alonso and
I think he's
Klose as
bound to
assistant
be
coach.
a Madrid coach, so I have a feeling for that.
I don't know. I think Real won't kind of gamble on the managing position.
2024, Wirtz and Alonso joining Bayern. I will be there.
Oh.
If Thomas is the same role as Nepe at Leipzig, bring that guy in. Get rid of Nepe. But Alonso as a coach at Bayern, I'd take it all day.
So, here's a question. And then I wanted to bring it up earlier when I asked the question of if you would leave the stadium or not. You saw how two fan bases reacted. One left, the other started singing non-stop. What happened to shame?
What do you mean? Who started singing?
Die Südkurve.
What happened to shame? What happened to booing? What happened to actually making your voice heard?
Yeah, I see where you come from. Yeah, I would have expected people to scream "Batsukan out, Batsukan out," or Heine as well.
Yeah, anything. Like
Bought
just
out, bought out.
anything. They've got the fuck RB sign. They've got all the other things that are going on, all the other protests that they do. When it comes to the board, it's just like, this isn't how you should treat Nagelsmann or whatever that banner said. Like, no, what happened to shame? Actually, say something about the board directly and stop being nice guys. I'll use that word instead. But stop being nice guys, all right? And stop being pussies, all right? Start manning up and actually say something seriously. Like, what happened to bullying and shame? Like, if I do a bad job at my work, I get fired, right? I know they're gonna get fired. Let's be honest, they're gonna get fired. That's pretty much guaranteed at this point. But
Do you know what we need? We need that the same energy we had when we had that friendly against the Netherlands 3 days after the Champions League final in
I
2012.
probably got booed the fuck.
Yeah, but that turned him into a beast for the next 3 to 4 years.
Exactly.
He's never forgot that. Like even when he was on the balcony at the Marienplatz after they've won the treble, he said, like verbatim, he said, "I haven't forgotten those woos," or something to that effect.
Look, and that would actually, turn him from spoiled brats, as Cor was saying earlier. It would turn them from spoiled brats into actually harden them for some of them. And if they, if other people can't take it, then clearly they don't have the mentality anyway.
Yeah, same.
We've had this discussion in the past. When I said that, like, I actually like what Real Madrid do. I used to absolutely hate it. And that's why I used to be so against Real Madrid in the past when I was like, 10, 11, 12-ish. But actually not that, maybe not that. No, when I was like 16, 17, 18-ish, I used to absolutely hate them because of how they treated Casillas and whatnot. But now I'm like, bro, clearly it works. And then clearly mentality is more important than everything.
Yeah, I mean, when I was like on Twitter a few weeks ago and after the City game, and I was like, Upamecano has to be benched for the next 5 games. And people are having a go at me saying essentially, "Oh, what's that gonna do to his confidence?" And like, bro, if that destroys his confidence, then he shouldn't be playing at Bayern Munich in the first place.
Exactly. But people don't want to hear this because the issue is, and it's a point that I always bring up, which is why I'm so glad I don't like any of the players, and I'm not a fan of any of the players. People have become fans of the players, rather than the club.
Yeah,
and I understand that I'm a hypocrite when I say this because I got into becoming a Bayern fan when I was a kid through Oliver Kahn and Sami Kufur. Now Oliver Kahn, because I played goalkeeper, and obviously you live in Munich, you play goalkeeper. There's only one person you really watch, and Sami Kufur because I sort of knew him, so I got into becoming a Bayern fan through that. Now I'm a Bayern fan. Now I couldn't care about the players in the slightest. So I'm a hypocrite when I say that. But this Bayern first, this player first, club second attitude is the entire.
Sorry, but most people start out that way. But for me, it was closer. But eventually, just so many players that you've watched growing up, they just leave. To me, maybe Müller and Neuer are the only ones left that I have an emotional attachment to, and that's even a stretch. Like if they were to go, retire tomorrow, I'd be a bit sad, but I'd be like, yeah, okay, whatever. Like eventually, you should start supporting the club, but on Twitter, it's just players.
Yeah. Twitter has the dumbest degenerates possible because
I mean the amount of times I've seen lineups for the next season or even this season without Müller in it, although he's been like one of our most consistent players, consistently good players forward. Going forward, it's just baffling because they want to see Sane and they want to see Musiala and they want to see Coman and Gnabry, although all or most of them have been dog shit. But yeah.
Like Twitter is the biggest degenerates because I know I sound like a hypocrite because my profile pic is Musiala Davies, but like at the end of the day, like all these people defending like a specific player they love, like little bro, that player doesn't know you. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, the club has to come first because they have these agendas towards specific players that they'll call any players nowadays a legend of the game or a legend
It's
for
this
Bayern.
Coman,
Kingsley
Sane,
Coman's a
Coman,
legend,
Sane.
blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like, holy fuck, have some fucking shame. This guy's done nothing besides the one UCL goal in the final. Like, have some fucking shame. He's shit every week. It makes no sense to me.
The amount of Lewandowski fans I saw on Twitter today that just came out and was like, this is what you get, Bayern fans, for all your trash talking. I'm like, bro, just shut the fuck up.
Yeah. I mean, it's in one way, my detachment to the players is a good thing because I don't actually buy the names on the kits, so that's €10 saved for me.
Yeah, like I'm only going to develop an attachment towards the player if they win something for the club consistently, like a UCL. If you win me 5 UCLs, I'll fucking love you. Like if you're gonna have a shit mentality and play shit every week, I don't give a fuck about you. Like that's just how it is.
Even if you win the Champions League, I couldn't care. I'll be honest. I cared when like Lam, Robin, and Ribery retired for like a day. Maybe not even that, for half a day. And that was it. Like I was planning on making like specials. I remember this very clearly because I was planning on making like special videos of like looking back at their entire careers and whatnot. And like after like 12 hours after the game when they retired, I was like, man, I don't care anymore. Like they're gone now. See ya. Let's look to the future. What good is there for Bayern? Which is crazy. I never would have thought that. But that's when I realized, wait, I don't care about any of these players at all. Like even the players that were my favorites, my 3 favorite players, even those when they retired, I was like, well, not retired, I guess, because like Robin still played and Ribery still played, I guess. But like even when they left Bayern, I was like disappointed for like half a day, and afterwards I got on with my life, and I was like, okay, let's think about the future.
Yeah, you know, I feel like a lot of our players are just not likable because I think there's like recently in modern football, there's a big gap between the players and the fans, and it makes it really hard to like them. There's just too big of a gap. I don't know what it is.
Well, my question to you is, are the players not likable, or, and I hate saying this, are we, well, I don't know how old you are, but are we getting old?
Because, I think it's both.
Yeah, too, but
because a lot of people like Davis because he's on YouTube, he's on Twitch, you know, he's a gamer. Woo, he's so cool, man. Whereas I'm just like, bro, focus on football. What if you play well, do whatever you want. But if you're not playing well, focus up, lad. That, and like if you ask me like what kind of players I like the ones that like live and breathe football. But you don't need to do that. I don't care what if you live and breathe football as long as you perform like you do. But like is it just because we're from a different time? I won't say old, but we're from a different time.
No, you're old. You're definitely old.
I just hope Tell doesn't turn into that. Messi still has such a good mentality. He's so hungry, and you can tell he loves the sport. And I just hope
he genuinely loves, likes the club.
Yeah, the day he makes a YouTube channel, bro,
it's over.
Yeah,
I'm so sad.
Like he's always posting pictures of the fans too in his Instagram stories too, so it's nice to see. But like, it could be because I'm old now too. But like, as a basketball fan, like as a Warriors fan, like I love Curry. Like as a player, as a person, on and off the field, like that's always gonna be like
off the field.
Yeah, like off the court.
The guy who hates affordable housing.
Oh, trust me, I don't give a shit about that. But like, no, but like he's like the way he comes across, right? He's a great speaker, he's a great family man, all these things, right? When I look at the Bayern team right now, I don't see that with any of them, right? Like you see the controversies with some of them, right? Some of them just feel completely detached. Like there's a lot of players. I don't know why. It doesn't feel right with them. I don't know what it is.
Like again, for me, I don't care what the players do off the court. Like that to me, that is the least important thing. Like as long if you perform on the court, you can be a drug dealer. I don't care, right? Do what you want. Well, okay, actually no, I do care because that would affect the season. But like off the court, you can do whatever you want as long as you perform on the court.
Yeah,
But
go
like,
skiing.
look, all right. As long as it doesn't affect the football, I should clarify that. As long as it doesn't affect the football, do what you want, right? In this case, it did affect the football, so I am against it. Am I against it in principle? Like, would I have been against this if I heard, oh, he's going skiing? Would I have been against it? No. But because he had a freak injury, I'm now against it. But I'm not against it in principle. I'm against just that specific example. Like, off the court, do what you want. I don't care what you do, as long as it's not illegal and it doesn't affect football. Look, Manef, nothing will happen. Look, nothing will happen. This whole thing, like, let's see what the fans in Munich will do. Nothing. That's
Just some death threats. Just some death threats, and then that's all you're gonna get.
Nah,
And not even that. That's like maybe the international fans.
outside of Munich, outside of Germany. They won't come from the German fans.
Yeah.
That's why I always say there's if there is a big disparity between German Bayern fans and like Bayern fans that aren't from Germany. I always say this, and people always think, "Oh, I'm just making this up and whatnot." But the locals, trust me, they're never gonna make death threat, or they're never gonna say anything like too critical. They'll do like thinly veiled sentences, but they won't ever say like anything like serious in public.
I can even see many of them going. I mean, you can't always win. Like
Yeah, exactly.
that's for sure. And I know enough people who say that.
It's like it's night and day, which is why I always like it feels so strange. Like because I'm more familiar with like the foreign Bayern fans, obviously because I don't live in Germany anymore. So I'm always familiar with like how they think. But every time I go back to Germany and just hear like what Bayern fans in Munich say, I'm just like, bro, what? Like what? Like what is that take? It's just mad sometimes. But it is what it is, and that's the worst part. Maybe the worst part. I don't know. Depends obviously on where you sit. But the worst part, in my opinion, is that those are the fans that matter. Like those are the fans where the voice, like what they say, actually matter, and because they don't say anything. The club will get away with it.
You know what I think it is? You know, the foreign fans, we have to deal with a lot of bullshit from other fans too, like the Arsenals, the Cities, the Real Madrids, and all that. So we get really angry when we lose, when we see these other teams win. If you're in Munich only, you won't hear the bullshit from the other fan bases unless you're terminally online, right? But if you don't live in Munich, you're going to see all these fucking fans celebrating their trophies, the UCLs, all this shit. So we get really mad when we see them win and we're not winning it.
That could be a reason. Yeah, it could be. But yeah, honestly, I don't expect anything to happen besides the board to get fired. That's the only consistent. Like, that's the only thing that I think will happen. The board will get fired. They'll bring someone in. I don't know who, but they'll bring someone in. And then, like, we'll hear, oh, yeah, you know what? We figured out what is wrong. And we're going to, like, do some change, X, Y, and Z. And all it will really be is we'll have one marquee signing, like one big signing, and then the club's going to be like, yeah, you know, this is how we're going to solve the issues in the future. That's basically what we did this season with Sane.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mane with Mane. That's basically what we did this season with his signing. And that's exactly next summer.
I also know who that signing is going to be. It's going to be Cancelo, because he can also play in midfield and also right back and also left back. And that's going to be a signing.
Yeah. Don't give the clubs any idea, brother.
And they're going to say, oh, we only paid 50 million for him. It's a bargain.
It's so sad that I don't expect anything like big to happen. I don't expect, even if we lose the Bundesliga, I still don't expect like this big restructuring that everyone claims will happen. I just don't see it. Maybe I'm naive. Maybe I'll be positively, surprised, but I just don't see it.
No, you're correct. It's going to be 2 signings and that's it.
I mean, maybe if we lose the league back to back, or go trophyless back to back, like in 2011, 2012. Then we're gonna see issues.
Let's be honest. What's really gonna happen is this: they're gonna announce Lima, and they're gonna be like, "Yeah, look, the midfield issue that we had, we've now solved it, despite the fact that we signed him like 5 months ago." But they're gonna be like, "Yeah, look, we finally solved it now, woohoo!" And then they're gonna get, they're gonna try get Colomani. They won't because they won't pay up the money, and then they'll sign Humpty Dumpty number 4. And Humpty Dumpty number 4 will then be like the new signing that they'll promote. And it's like, wow, look at him. He's the striker. We fully trust him to, get 30 goals a season and to perform well. And, he's going to get us back to the title. And Humpty Dumpty number 4 is going to be a Choupo-Moting number 2. That's what's going to happen.
Is the board leaving really a given, though? Because I think Brazzo's just going to get promoted, right? And then he'll be like, oh, I got promoted. I have a different role now. Someone's going to take my old role. Khan could go. Heiner could stay. Who's going to replace him? So I don't even think the board going is a given, to be honest.
There is one thing I've learned in my illustrious long life that I've had because I've been old fart, as you all know. Where there is smoke, there is fire. So there's been too much noise about Khan being sacked. There's been too much noise. So I think that's a guarantee. Well, granted, when we say the board is going to leave, we really just mean Brazzo and Khan. I don't think anybody here expects Heiner to necessarily leave. And the supervisory board isn't going to leave. So it's really just Brazzo and Khan. Nepe isn't leaving. So, I think Khan is like 100%. And I think Brazzo is at like a... Well, all he heard is in the supervisory board. So I think Brazzo might be at like a 40%. 30% that he's going to leave. But I think Khan is basically guaranteed. I don't know. Anyway. You know what the worst part is? Ever since we beat Dortmund, they suddenly found a little bit of form, and now just like rampaging through everything. Scoring like 4 goals here, 3 goals there, 5 goals here. And I'm just like, bro, Bayern, what happened to you, my brother? What happened to you? Why can't you do this? Why can't we be friends? Why can't you do this? That's just... So do I think they'll lose tomorrow? Yes. Do I think we'll lose in the final game as well? Yes. Do I think that Dortmund will then lose in the final game as well? Yes. So I think what's going to happen is that Dortmund are going to lose their next 2, and we're going to lose our next one as well. The worst title race ever, basically. You know what's even worse? Sorry, I'm just rambling on now. But you know what's even worse? Leverkusen couldn't even beat Roma. They couldn't even go through past Roma. So we've got a situation right now where Leverkusen, the best informed team in the Bundesliga since Xabi Alonso arrived. I might be wrong with that stat, but they're definitely top 3 in terms of form since Alonso arrived. Even that team gets embarrassed in Europe against Roma of all. Roma! Jose Mourinho Roma! Bro, be serious, right? Clearly showing that, like, I can't believe I'm saying this. Like, I must be in a reality world. Like, in an alternate world, because I can't believe I'm saying this, but, like, even Serie A, bro, Serie A is better than the Bundesliga, and we're still losing it. Do you know how banterous that is? Serie A team is in the Champions League final.
They're a good league, though. You have to give them credit.
They're in every European final this year.
Yeah.
In every European... Bro, you cannot be serious, bro. When was the last time a Bundesliga club, besides Bayern, was in the Champions League final? 2013. Serie A, the first year that they're sort of back, are in finals. What is going on?
They're a good league, though. We have to be honest. Like, since 2015, they've had 3 teams they've been in the finals 3 times. 2 times Juve, 1 time Inter. Roma with Mourinho has been really good. They have back-to-back finals for them. They're a competitive league. Napoli's won it. AC Milan's won it. Inter Milan's won it. Juventus has won it recently. So they're a good league. We have to give them credit.
If you consider them good league, you probably consider Bundesliga a good league too.
No,
I
no,
think
no.
they're as bad as the
Bundesliga shit.
And I
The
think
Bundesliga shit.
No, I think they're as bad as the Bundesliga. I think the Bundesliga is as bad as the Belgium league or the Dutch league. I don't think there's much of a difference there because all the teams are flipping awful. Besides Bayern.
No, I don't. I think if you mix the Italian league with the Bundesliga, I think only Bayern in Germany would compete with the Italian teams. That's it.
I disagree. I
I
think
think
Dortmund would come top 5.
No, Inter's better than Dortmund. AC Milan's better than Dortmund. Roma's better than Dortmund.
Roma's not better than Dortmund.
Even,
Roma was on the ropes against Leverkusen, and Leverkusen wasn't playing well.
I guarantee you, if it was a league setting, Roma would finish above them.
I don't know about that, actually.
They have a better manager. I think they've
Also, sorry, speaking of managers, when was the last time a Bundesliga club actually got a proper manager? Like, look at Serie A, right?
Mhm.
You've got Jose Mourinho.
Yeah.
Say what you want about Uncle Mo. Say what you want about him, right? That he's past it, that he's old, that he's no longer in his prime, and no longer in his heyday. He's still better than every manager besides an arguable. I don't think it's arguable, but you can make a point it's arguable. Besides Tuchel, he's better than every manager in the Bundesliga besides Tuchel. Why is the Bundesliga club settle for like, oh, this guy is young, and you know what? In 20 years' time, he can be like a top manager. Like, who's got 20 years' time? Ship him off to Siberia. Let him work in Siberia for 20 years, and then you can think about that.
Yeah, the Bundesliga is for coaches. What the League 1, so players, we develop talents and then we sell them or we let them go for the Premier League.
If you look at Tedesco, right? Tedesco was like number 1 in his class. That like included what do you call it? That included like Nagelsmann, right? He was number 1 in his like coaching class, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what he did? He did the smart thing. I think he was at Schalke first, and then he did the smart thing. He said, "You know what?
Russia.
Exactly. Like I actually need experience and out of my comfort zone. Not in the country, that I can speak the language from. Nothing like that. I need to go somewhere where I'm out of my comfort zone, and I actually need to be on the back ropes essentially. And it's done him well. Now, granted, he's still not a top manager yet, but that's not the point. Welcome back, Core.
What's up, bro? I'm sorry, man. I was doing some work.
Look, I'm not even supposed to be here, if I'm honest. I've got things to do. And by things, I mean, I've got a club and a party to go to later that I'm probably late. I'm probably going to be late for, but I don't care at the moment.
I understand.
But yeah. Anyone see basketball?
Yeah, of course.
Golden State Warriors, eh?
Next year.
Super hyper confident.
Next year's the year.
Absolutely.
This year it's Jimmy Butler's year or Joker's year.
Look, I wish. Look, I know this is basketball. We're not talking about basketball. We're not going to spend much time talking about basketball here. But I wish Bayern had a player like Jimmy Butler.
Oh yeah.
Imagine, basically, for those that don't watch basketball, that don't watch the playoffs this season, basically, right? Number 8 team, and they're in the you might want to consider it like the semifinals, basically, right? You're one step away from reaching the finals, basically, right? And it's all because this guy just said, you know what, I'm him. I'm him. I'm taking this team and I'm taking it forward. When if Bayern had a player like that, who just takes over, just takes control, and just it doesn't matter that we're number 8. When it matters, last 10 minutes, quarter, whatever, I'm turning up.
Yeah, we don't have a Jimmy Butler. We don't have one.
I won't joke it. I won't joke it to window. I ain't gonna lie. Him or Jimmy.
Yeah, one of those two. I don't care. That's why I really need it to be Denver in the final and Miami in the final because whoever wins, I'm happy for both.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm happy for both. And the Lakers, fuck them. I hate them. Get them out.
Like I just want Jokic to win because he's basically the Thomas Muller.
Yeah.
He's basically the Thomas Muller of basketball. 2 times MVP and still gets disrespected because he plays smart.
He plays awkward too. His movement's awkward, like Muller.
The
Like they
Thomas
look
Muller
really awkward when they
of
play.
basketball.
Mhm.
And I'm rooting for him because he's European. Always will do. My European brethren. But yeah, let's go back to football. I want to shit on Thomas Muller now. What has Muller done? No, I'm joking. Oh, I don't know, man. I feel like crying I was like, whatever. Now I'm just like, bro, this team is just vexing. Like, I was happy. I wasn't even like sad or angry or anything. But now I'm just like, bro, what have you lot done to me? Like, why does speaking to all of you make things so much worse?
We're a
Where's
bunch
my
of doomers. We're all doomers in here, so that's probably why.
No, we're realists. Most of us are realists.
I mean, it is what it is. We can only react to what the club does, and so far it's been shit. So
But yeah, the script has been set for a treble next season.
the Bundesliga 2, the
What script are you reading?
The same one you're reading.
No, the script I read is directly from Bundesliga.com. You know what needs to be brought back? Bundesliga.
What?
What happened to Bundesliga? Does anyone remember Bundesliga?
No.
When they had like the rubber ducks, the Bundesliga channel had the rubber ducks of each team go up against each other.
Oh, I remember that.
What happened to that?
It's like the corgi in the TikTok. Yeah.
like basically, you know rubber ducks Tower Sif?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the Bundesliga channel had basically like all of them in like a bathtub or something, or like a swimming pool, like going in a race to see who's gonna end up first.
That sounds fun.
Every year they used to have one just to see like as a like the prediction for like who's gonna win the Bundesliga.
They just saw Bayern win every time and said we're not doing it anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Man, I so hope that tomorrow Augsburg win for like a 1-0 penalty. That isn't a penalty. Or like VAR doesn't turn it. Bro, Twitter, Germany would be on fire. I need that.
Iron Fan TV. I think you should do it. I think you should do the Darber Duck thing, right? For the final, for the Dortmund's last 2 games of the season with our last game, you do that, and then you predict it and post it on TikTok or YouTube.
But you have to rig it where Dortmund loses.
Nah, look, as I said before, if Dortmund loses after all the shit that I've talked, I'm gonna go into hiding. You won't find me. I'll be back next year once Bayern have won the Bundesliga again. Like, I'm gonna go into hiding for a year. Like, you won't find me. You will not find me. All right.
We'll hand the keys to your channel to Core. Every single video will start with, "Listen, guys, I'm sorry." Going to enter into a rant.
Bayern Fan TV, what will it take you to react to the last 5 minutes of Dortmund winning the title? What's it going to take?
Oh my goodness, you can't even pay me that much. You can't even pay me that much.
After all the shit you talked, you have to do it.
Look, I've got to be gone. All right? Look, if Bayern actually bottle this, right? You'll see one video of me, and that'll be called The End. That's it. That's the last video you'll see. The End, and that's it.
And what will be the content of that video?
Well, I don't want to spoil it for you yet. It'll be a noose. It'll be me and a chair getting kicked off. Oh, because that's not gonna happen. Like, look, I talk a lot of shit. I do. I'm a shit talker, and I do so proudly. All right, I do so proudly. It comes from the heart. All right. When I say something, I believe it, and I know it's delusional half the time, but I believe it. All right, because it comes from the heart, and I always say what's on my heart, not what's on my brain. As you probably noticed, my brain doesn't get much to say. Right? My brain just like it doesn't exist really. When I talk sports, when I'm passionate about something, I don't think. I don't say anything that I think. I just speak what comes to mind. But my mind is absent. So I speak absent thoughts. So quite frankly, when I say something, it comes from the heart. Always know that. So when I make bold predictions, even when the odds are against us, or even when we've bottled it, I still believe, because quite frankly, I'm not a quitter. And if the team quits, then I'm gonna be the one that's not gonna quit for them. So quite frankly, because I speak from the heart, I also know that I talk a lot of shit. So if after all this shit that I've talked, we lose or we don't win the Bundesliga, baby, the end will be approaching.
We're gonna
Anyone
need a. We're
wants
gonna
to
need
channel
a.
just hit me up. I'll sell it for $5.
We're gonna need a recreation of your meme where you punched your chair. Do you remember that?
No.
At the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, half the fun in sports is talking shit. That's where half
Yeah.
the fun comes from. Yeah.
Honestly, half of my enjoyment comes from the failure and suffering of other teams. Like winning the World Cup, like Germany winning the World Cup was sweet, but seeing England lose it every 2 years is even sweeter.
Bro, 2010 was my favorite year ever. When Germany beat England 4-1, thanks to like the quote unquote offset, the quote unquote goal that didn't go in. When the goal that went in, and when like England wasn't awarded that goal in 2010 against Germany, bro, the next day when I went to school, right? I was making fun of I took no prisoners. I was making fun of everyone, and I got beat up by basically everyone in school, and it was the happiest day of my life getting beat up. Like I take talking shit way more importantly than getting beat up. Like that's how important it is, all right? Without shit talking, without like actually like laughing at other people's failures, I have no enjoyment. I've got no hobbies. I've got no enjoyment if I don't talk shit at people.
Fair
Doesn't
enough.
mean sports fun. That's the best part. Talking shit.
Like let's say I don't know, McGregor. Does he even still fight UFC? But let's say he gets beat up, right? He loses a fight, and he's in front of me. Boy, I'm gonna laugh at him. I don't care if he murders me afterwards. I'm gonna laugh at him. Bro. You're like, there are no prisoners. There are no prisoners. All right. You think just because there's gonna be harm to me, I'm not gonna laugh at you and not gonna make fun of you? Oh no, you don't know me well. I put on this good guy act, but when it comes to talking shit, oh my goodness, that's what gives me life. That's what sustains me. I don't need food. I don't need water. Just give me someone to laugh at.
Would your season be not saved, but would kind of lessen the blow if City were to lose against Inter in a very dramatic fashion?
I don't care about City or Inter. I didn't even watch the City versus Real game.
Really?
I didn't know.
I would take. I'm not gonna lie. I would take Inter winning the Champions League and Dortmund winning the league than the other way around. I would take that.
No. I'm going for. I think City needs to win it.
No.
This is their year.
No, they.
You know what I'm saying? You know why I'm saying this is their year? Let me tell you something. That game against Real Madrid, they were too dominant. Like there's no way you're stopping City. And Inter, if you play defensive football and think you're gonna stop them, it won't work. I really do think that City might win this Champions League, and it's deserved because I've been saying it time and time out. Yo, City needs to win Champions League.
No, it
because
doesn't.
they're the more closer to it.
No.
It ruins football heritage. It ruins the heritage of the sport.
It's not even about football. Like right now, it's not even about football heritage. It's just because you could see that they have the right organization, the right board, the right players to win the Champions League. And if you look at them, like the previous years, they didn't have that. But now, it looks like Pep is learning from his lessons. That's why I'm thinking it's going to be City's Champions League.
Yeah, the thing is, if it's gonna be City's Champions League, it's probably going to be. But if it wouldn't be better if Inter won it, because I think if Inter won it, I'd be happier, much happier.
Look,
I know, but the thing about Inter, they're gonna let City have too much of the ball, and that's really bad.
The thing is, even worse in terms of failure for Bayern if Pep wins it after like he couldn't win it at Bayern.
But there's a difference of like 1 billion euros between
Yeah.
his time at Bayern and his time at.
That is not what the narrative is gonna be. You know it and I know it. That's not what the narrative will be. It'll just be like, oh, Bayern can't do it. Bayern are just awful.
Nah, I don't think so because first of all, they've taken more money. Second of all, taken more time. Like he only had like 3 years at Bayern, and he's already at City like for 6, 7 years. And also, we've technically won the Champions League, although nobody wants to count it. But yeah, so yeah, I don't think it's
I agree with
really too
Bayern
much of a
fans.
narrative.
I agree with him because I've never seen a team dominate Real Madrid like Man City did. So I think the narrative will be what Bayern Fan TV says. Real Madrid fucked over Pep at Bayern, but he destroyed them with City. So I can see that narrative being a thing.
But no, Real has been dominated a lot of times, but not at the Champions League
I've
level.
never seen them lose like that. Never ever in a Champions
And
League.
you should watch like any La Liga season.
Oh,
They've lost like 2 or 3 games.
I watched them in La Liga, but never in the UCL have I seen
Yeah,
them.
UCL, yeah, that's unheard of. Yeah, the last time I've seen them this bad was in 2013 against Dortmund.
Okay. What's everyone's goal for next season? Maybe it's a bit too early to ask that because we don't know what changes are going to be there.
I think it's too early.
So I'll just ask this then. It's a very simple question. I just want a very simple answer. Either like a 10-page thesis or just a one-word answer is fine. Was selling Lewandowski a bad decision?
No.
I don't even know what to say because at the moment it's looking like it's a bad decision.
No, replacing him was a bad decision.
Yeah.
Not selling him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that Bayern was a team that didn't have to rely on a one-man player, but we couldn't even get the replacement either. So it's like,
Yeah. Our issue was replacing him with Cardio Mane. That was the issue.
yeah, Cardio Mane.
What kind of name is that?
That's all he has, Cardio. Oh no, but to be honest, the player that I really want, if we sell Sane this summer, that's better than nothing. Like that's the only player I want sold this summer, Sane. That's really the only player. If we can't get any of those other players sold, please sell Sane, bro. Just please sell Sane. I can't stand that man, bro.
So, next question. Okay. What about Kane? Let's take away the price, and let's just assume, right? I don't know why we're assuming this, but let's just assume that we're selling a lot of players, that we've got a lot bigger amount of money than we thought. All right, so we could actually splash whatever it is on Kane, like let's say 120. Would you?
No.
Would you get that loser into Bayern?
No. I think
if you ask me personally, Kane is a loser.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean that in like he hasn't won anything, but he's just a loser. Like his whole he's just a loser. I don't know. Like the guy doesn't even want to play striker. The guy plays more midfield and number 10 than he does as striker.
He's happy to be there. That's all he is. He's happy to be a professional footballer.
Yeah, he's a passenger.
Yeah, he's a loser. I would take the money and spend it on multiple positions on young guys with potential.
Like if it's like again, there are plenty of strikers in the world of football that you can get, and so the argument that there's no strikers is whatever because that's false. There aren't many world class strikers, but I'm about to say something. Okay, oh, I'm mischievous. Look, I'll just say it. Lukaku.
Oh,
Lukaku to Bayern. Thoughts? It didn't work for him under Tuchel at Chelsea. But what about Bayern? He's going to be the only available striker, basically. He's going back to Chelsea in the summer.
Mhm.
And they won't want him, I don't think, because of how he's behaved. So he's available.
I think we were linked to him when he was at Everton too for a little bit. I don't know how like realistic it was back then, but I don't know. He has no technical ability. He has it in him to fucking miss a tap in from like 5 inches out. So not
But
my
you know
guy.
what? Do you know why I bring him up? Strong in the air. As in, with us having like 50,000 corners a game, maybe we'll finally get one into the net. So strong in the air. And he doesn't have to have a good hold-up game or anything, because quite frankly, we're going to have the possession 90% of the time. So all he needs is finishing. And yes, he has bozo moments. And that's why, like, you basically get another bozo in, which is, that's a tough one. But why not? As a striker, you can be a bozo as long as you're clinical. I don't need you to be a footballer, which is why I said before. Like, for me, if you get in a good old fashioned centre forward, like just a goal hanger, I'm fine with that. I don't need a player to be like look at Choupo-Moting. The guy's got some finesse, but all we need is someone that plays up front and that stays up front. So maybe Lukaku is an option. Maybe he should be an option.
Imagine Lukaku winning his first Champions League. Can't believe it.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm tired. And I'm supposed to go out later today.
Oh no, it's understandable. I'm tired too, man. I just don't know what to say, man. I'm really tired. I don't even know if I'll watch the game next week, bro, because it's already over, man.
You don't want to see us win the Bundesliga?
No, I don't. I want to see us lose it so that everybody could just leave.
Oh, okay.
That's what I want to see.
Well, okay.
No, I've not felt like this before, but I'm being honest.
Anyway. Oh, you're right. Send him to Barca and you say he deserves better. Come on. Those are two contradictory statements. As bad as Bayern are, they're not as bad as Barcelona. Woes, I wouldn't be against it necessarily, actually.
I'll take Workhorse.
Yeah,
I'll take
I think he'd be a good option. Santiago Jimenez. Classically penalty striker and Tapaucha. Perhaps. I mean, anyone is fine. Like I'm at the point where I just want anyone that stays healthy, because that's the thing that Choupo-Moting doesn't do. Like, I'd be fine with Choupo-Moting. Well, yeah, I'd want another option, but I want someone that stays healthy, and he doesn't do that. So, yeah, that's just,
the man is always complaining about his back, and you expect him to stay healthy.
Well, he's been carrying Bayern, so no wonder his back is hurting.
Always playing like a grandpa or some shit.
Respect grandpas.
Nah, man.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, look, I'm tired. I wasn't planning on having a discussion. I wasn't planning on having a video, which I also uploaded if you're interested in. But I'm exhausted. Look, it's not over. It might seem like it's over, but as a wise man once said, the night is darkest just before the dawn.
Yeah.
Hashtag the will of D. Anyway,
yes.
hashtag respect Pedro. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
Anyway, respect Knox, and I'll see you all next time. We'll end it here unless anyone has anything else to say.
Yeah, guys, I know it's a tough time. It's a really tough time, but let's keep on hanging with the boys. We got the last game next week against Cologne away. Again, Don't really expect anything special. If you have something that, and again, I don't want you guys doing suicide because of this game, because I know there's some fans out there because because they because they've supported Bayern their whole lives. When they see stuff like this, they start committing suicide.
No, 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 no. Stop. Unless you're like 10 years old, like what?
That's what
Okay,
I'm
no,
saying.
I'm gonna say something completely like contrary to Cole. I think like Bayern Munich fans are one of some of the softest fans, and like we're gonna lose a league after 10 years. Stop
Exactly,
crying, it
10 years.
happens.
No club has ever done that.
Yeah, so stop crying. Sure, it's not nice, but maybe in the long term will be better for it. And just enjoy life. But if you're depressed, maybe you should commit suicide. I don't know.
No, 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 no,
Stop.
no.
Stop.
I'm
It's
Stop.
not worth
joking.
it. It's not worth it. These are athletes. They get their monies. They have different professions than just football itself. Like they don't really care about football. These players are not. You can see that they're not serious with football. You understand? Like I said, man, it's always good to listen to music. Cool down a little bit. If you have a stress ball, then squeeze it, throw it in your room and all that. It's always good to, but just don't take it personal. Don't take
Okay,
it personal.
I'm gonna have to step in right here and just say my actual piece. I wasn't gonna say anything anymore, but now I have to. Don't listen to both. Don't listen to any of them, right? And just hear me. Just hear me, all right? Look, I've got a YouTube channel dedicated about football, right? You're listening to it and you're watching it right now. You know what? You know how I feel about this game? It's very simple. I don't care. If
Same.
we lose the Bundesliga, okay, it'll suck, but it's football. It's life.
Exactly.
Tomorrow goes on.
Yeah,
Like
life
seriously,
goes on. Yeah,
like as a wise man once said it, and that wise man being Tupac, life goes on. All right.
yeah,
So all you need to know is this, right? If we lose the Bundesliga, just go outside, touch some grass, as the cool kids say. Touch some
yeah,
grass, you know.
yeah,
Enjoy the trees, enjoy the birds. Maybe go to the mountains if you're really that stressed about football. Like life is beautiful, right? And quite frankly, if football is all you have in life, that is an issue, and that's coming from
yeah,
someone that loves football and like has like your things about football, basically like multiple hours a day. But if football is all you have in life, that isn't good. It's not healthy
it's not
unless
healthy. Yeah,
unless you
yeah,
work in football. But
yeah,
look, stop being soft. All right, stop being soft. We've won a decade. For a decade, no club has done that. All right. Now, granted, we should be doing better, but that's a different discussion. But like, stop being soft. And
yeah,
with that said, if you actually do feel like seriously sad or anything, shoot me a DM. Shoot
yeah.
me a
Please
DM.
shoot him a DM. Please shoot him
Don't
a
shoot
DM.
anything else. Just shoot him a
Shoot me,
DM.
shoot me a DM too, please. Shoot me a DM because I will get to.
I can't believe you lot actually went there. Like that didn't even cross my mind, but now that you lot mentioned that, I'm like, I have to say something. You lot are wild. Both of you are
Bro, I
wild.
know, Prince. I know Bayern fans who are diehard Bayern
Oh,
fans, and
it's
like
both.
they go to the game every game, and then next thing you know, they're like, "Oh my god, I can't believe this! I have to commit suicide or some weird shit."
Who has said that?
It's just a game, guys. It's not that serious. All right, don't take it personal. It's just a game.
I guess I'm the exception to everything then, because like the second a Bayern fan finish, the second a Bayern game finished, and the second this like discussion finishes, I won't think about Bayern until like 10 minutes before our next game.
Yeah,
True. Same.
Like, that's me. Like I'll go on Twitter and I'll see something on IMAs on me, and that's it. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting, and then I just completely forget about it after I click off.
it is what it is. I'm really sad we lost today's game because I thought after the Schalke game we learned our lesson and everything, but I mean, I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened. I'm really sad. Today's game, it really brought my mood down, but It is what it is, man. If it means that we lose the Bundesliga and then um, everything changes and it makes us successful next season, I'll take it. You get what I'm trying to say? Because that's the main goal is for us to be successful. But right now we're not playing like we're being successful. So
Yep, as the cool kids would say, c'est la vie. It is what it is. That's life. With that
yeah,
said, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of the discussion. We will see you all next time when we've won the Bundesliga. So either next week or never again.
Prince, why do you do this? Prince, why do you do this? Be honest. you always want to play with my emotions. Don't do that. It's Augsburg is gonna let them score, bro. Augsburg is gonna let them. I know Augsburg. They're gonna concede.
Prince, say we do lose the league next week. Will you do a stream? Because I'm down for it.
Look,
Yeah,
if
I'm
we
down
lose
for
the
it
league,
too.
if we lose the league next week, I'll be honest. I'll be 100% honest. I won't host a stream, but I might get my twin brother to host one.
Oh wow, nice.
Oh, you
And
mean McDonald?
his name is Eknisippe. Eknisippe. That's my twin brother. Basically, he's the reverse of me. For those that don't know, actually, his other name is actually King. So, like, I won't host it, but I'll ask King whether he'll host it.
Okay.
Nice. We could do like a season review, like entire season review,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
We're not
rank
doing a season
or
review until after the season. Like, even next week, it'll just be a misery stream. But like
yeah.
season review, will have to wait because I don't want people to do it while they're reactionary. I want the season to actually be over for a bit, at least for like a week or two, so that people have calmed down and actually think rationally rather than emotionally.
Hmm.
fair.
But yeah, I'll ask King, and we'll see how it goes. I heard that King is from like a special race as well. Very strange. They used to live on top of like a red line kind of thing.
Please stop.
I don't know. Anyway, I'll see all of you, ladies and gentlemen, next time. Thank you for being here. Enjoy your Saturday. Tomorrow is Sunday. You'll see Dortmund lose tomorrow, and then suddenly the week will feel
No,
so
no,
much
no,
better.
no. Relax,
So,
relax.
look, if Dortmund lose tomorrow 1-0, you might just see me. And that's all I'm gonna say.
No,
You
no,
might,
no. It's not happening. It's not happening. It's not happening.
for the sake of this channel, Dortmund has to lose tomorrow, because otherwise there's not gonna be another video for the next 10 years.
Yeah. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It
Anyway, ladies and
is
gentlemen,
what it is.
peace out. Watch the Denver Nuggets later on today. The Joker madness, and yeah, basketball over football. I've learned my lesson. See ya.
Goodbye.